one scene, one guy gets pulled through one of the little holes that the cannons come out of, and you see his legs and the tentacles are wrapped around him, and you just hear like as he gets cracked in half and pulled through. And at that point,
like you're working on a lobster.
Yeah, just you hear a big cracking noise, and the guy kind of cracks in two. And this little girl is sitting there and goes, "Mommy, I don't want to see this movie anymore." To which I just start laughing hysterically. Just something about horrified crying children that makes me laugh. Makes me laugh when they can't take something like that. Violence, blood, a little bit of gore, and they start going, "I don't want to see this." And I think it goes back to me because I had that happen to me when I think it was 1969, something like that, and I was that's
20.
I was 20 years old at the time. No, I think I was like 7 or something. And my mother and father decided we were going to all go to the drive-in, and that was a big thing back then. You get in your PJs and your jammies, and you get in the car and put the stupid big speaker on the window that like sounded horribly. That's how the movie sounded through that crappy speaker. And Bonnie and Clyde, you know, what is Warren Beatty's in it. Movie about the crime duo there.
Has a nice
back in the Depression.
Nice surprise ending.
Yeah, nice surprise ending. Well, that's what happened. I started feeling a little queasy when the gunfight broke out where Blanche got shot in the eye. And who else was in that? It was Blanche's husband. He got shot up pretty bad.
Was Gene Hackman in that?
Gene Hackman, right. He got shot up pretty bad. And I'm like, oh, boy. And we had just been to Arby's and got big roast beef sandwiches beforehand. So I'm, like, eating roast beef sandwich. I'm a little kid, and it's great. I'm at the drive-in in my pajamas, and we're watching it. And then by the time the end came, where they just pull up and the birds fly out of the bushes, and Clyde looks over at Bonnie, and they kind of give this knowing look that they're just dead, and they get ambushed, and the scene lasts for quite a while, and they just get shot full of holes, blood. They're just kind of worse than the Sonny Tolbooth scene. It just goes on and on and on.
Slow motion too, right?
A little bit of slow motion.
Yeah, when you see the birds fly out of the trees, that's a great shot.
Yeah, they give that look like, oh boy, we screwed up here. And I proceeded to just vomit my roast beef sandwich all over the car.
In the car?
In the car. I just projectile everywhere. But that's what happens. You don't take a kid to a movie like that. My parents were insane. Crazy people. Wasn't a Disney movie out? Didn't Oliver come out the same year? Couldn't you take me to see that? Took me to see Bonnie and Clyde.
Why did you throw up out the window?
Because I'm a kid, and you don't think.
Because you're a kid and you want the attention.
No, I didn't want the attention.
It's absolutely the truth.
I knew there were going to be problems.
Even kids know they could like puke like outside the car or outside a house, but they just want the attention.
And with the crappy speaker, you needed all the windows kind of rolled up because you didn't want outside sound. It kind of screwed things up, and the car was hot, and you can't just push a button and unroll the window. You got to roll it down, and I'm a little kid trying to roll down an old Rambler window.
What did Mommy and Daddy do after you puked?
Oh, no. Jesus Christ, Joey, he's throwing up. You know, all the sympathy in the world. Son of a bitch, what out the window? Get him out of the car. What the hell is this? You're ruining the goddamn movie.
And Daddy had to clean up.
And then, Mom, of course, had to go to the snack bar and get some club soda and napkins and clean me up. And it didn't end. Like, they were carrying me in the house after the drive back from the theater. They take me from the car, carrying me out of the house, and I'm puking in the driveway. Like, I couldn't get the image out of my mind.
And how psyched was your dad that he got to take a shower with you to clean you up?
No, there was no showering after that.
What, Jimmy?
I think I was sponged off by
Jimmy, help me out here.
You said that your dad is the one who taught you and Joe how to shower.
Not on the same night as the Bonnie and Clyde movie.
Well, he wanted to make sure that you were taught right, though. He wanted to see what you learned.
No. It was
show you how to get clean, son.
That's right.
No, I believe Mommy just cleaned me up with a washcloth.
It was a surprise exam.
And sent me to bed. And I
Sissy.
Oh, I was the biggest.
You do have some sissy stories.
Fairy Mary. I was a Fairy Mary up until I was about 12 years old. A little crybaby sissy. I would just cry over everything.
Oh, Mother, they're shooting.
They didn't accept my little Italian treat things I brought to International Day at school.
Yeah.
I brought little Italian cookies, and everyone was making fun of them, saying they looked like dog duty. So I came home from school crying that day.
Did they say that?
Yeah. A girl kicked me in the groin one day. Just walked up and kicked me in the groin, and I'm laying on the floor. And she's pointing at me laughing. I could never, be the guy.
Hey, while you were puking, were your parents, doing some of that necking?
Necking, making out?
And all they wanted was a little, make out time?
I don't know if my dad was necking unless he had some secretary from Connecticut he was banging at the time in the car with him.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
I've never heard that one before. Seems like there might be a story there, too.
I don't think Dad was the most faithful father and husband.
Dude, I've been working with you for many years. I haven't heard this one yet.
Oh, my father used to have a vending machine. He didn't have a vending machine company. He worked for a vending machine company. My father had 1 billion jobs in so many years. Every year we were moving. Hey, kids, pack up. We're moving again. Why? Oh, we're just, we're moving. Never told the reason. Oh, Dad's out of work again. So he had this vending machine job where he had a big van, and it was just full of little packages of M&Ms and stuff. And his job was to get the quarters out of the machines and fill up the machines with the M&Ms and Hershey bars and things like that. So there were nights where for dinner we would just have candy. He'd come in the house and just, here's some M&Ms and Hershey bars and. But one of his runs would take him up into Connecticut.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it's so important to be a candy vending machine storage guy that he would sometimes have to spend the night up there, I guess. Or, work late until 3 in the morning and then come home. And my mother was like, I was always suspicious that he had something going on up there.
You think?
Yeah. You think. There's always that, though. My father was one of those, players. Always a player. And then when they finally got divorced, he got set up with some crappy little place, I think in Mineola or something, and we used to go over there for the weekends, and he used to have his broads there, and they'd always try to act like the mommy type, not really trying to be a mommy, but they didn't know what the hell to do. All of a sudden, they're just my father's banging this girl who could probably 19 or 20 or something like that, and there's 3 kids over the house, and she don't know what to do. She's a kid herself, and she's got to deal with 3 kids.
All she wanted was the Italian hog.
All she wants is Dad's hog, and got to spend the weekend with 3 lousy kids yelling and one crying all the time.
Joe and his 2 sisters.
Yeah.
She's playing Chutes and Ladders with the kids in between sex sessions.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime there was a problem, my mother or father would start arguing, and that was all the time, I would be the one that would come out of the room and be like, I have a stomach ache. To try to make it stop.
Ew.
I have a stomach ache.
Codependent.
Go back in your room.
You're Jan Brady.
Oh.
The middle child.
I totally was.
Oh.
Totally was.
It explains a lot, though.
I remember, something? I remember when I was creeping up on 12 years old when all this pretty much stopped.
Yeah.
It was, we live in East Islip, and my mother holds this big powwow. And brings the 3 of us up into the room and says, sit down, I have something to talk to you about. And believe me, we never met like this and talked or anything. And she goes, no, this has nothing to do with you children or anything like the textbook speech, but me and your father are getting a divorce. And I was relieved. I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God no more of this crap.
Thank God no more showers.
No more showers.
No more faking my period to get them to stop yelling. I can't even look at them. My stomach hurts, Mother.
There was one day I was upset about something, and I went to gym class, and I actually told the gym teacher. He goes, why aren't you participating, Cumia? And I said, teacher, I have cramps. I had gas pains, But I had called them cramps. And he goes, what the hey? He looked at me and said, What the hell are you talking about? You can't have cramps. Only women get cramps. And I'm not even old enough to realize why or how or who. He didn't explain it. But I just thought like I was cramping up because I had like gas, so I told him I had cramps. So you're not too far off with the period thing.
That's wonderful.
And he yelled at you, and you said, look, I don't need this. I feel fat as it is.
It's just the biggest pussy.
You would fake sickness to get them to stop?
Yeah, I have a stomach ache. That was my biggest line. They used to make fun of me all the time, like my brother and sister. I have a stomach ache. It was all I would try to like diffuse the situation by saying that I was sick. Please help me.
Just to get some love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get some love. Mother and father, stop yelling at each other.
All right, listen, we got to take a break.